Now we are going to talk about the point slope form. The equation of the line through point number 1, and we label it x1, y1, that's point number 1, with a slope of m in point slope form is, we start off with y minus y1 equals the slope m, and then we have x minus x1, okay? So if we have a certain problem here, which we've done several times before, find the equation of the line with a slope negative 1/4 and the y-intercept 0, 5. So here's your point 0, 5, which is the first point. Okay, that's x1, y1, and this is m. Okay, so we have our point slope form where y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Now m here is the slope, is the negative 1/4. So fill in the negative 1/4 here. And then for x1, we're gonna fill in the 0. 0 for x1, and then fill in the 5 right here. Okay? So if you write this a little bit clearer, you have y minus 5 equals, and we have the negative 1/4 in front of the x. Okay? Now, in other words, x minus 0 is x. All right? So, if you write this again and leave a little room here, now we want to try to get rid of this fraction, negative 1/4, okay? So we're going to space these things out a little bit, and what we want to do is multiply by 4, the denominator. Now watch what happens if you multiply by 4. You put a 4 here, here, and here. We're going to get 4y, we're going to get minus 20, and then my fraction goes away. 1/4 of 4 is 1. Of course, the negative stays negative, but the idea is we no longer have a fraction. That's what multiplying by the 4 does. It gets rid of the fraction, the denominator, okay? Copy that up here, okay? And let's put this in standard form where x is on the left side. I'll have to add 1x to get rid of this one. Add it over here, and then we want the 20 to be on the right side. Remember, we want ax plus by equals c, where c is 20. So I'm going to move this 20 over to here by adding 20 here and here. Now watch, this is 1x, this is plus 4y, and this equals 20. So this is standard form. Okay? Using the point slope form, we finally get it to standard form. Of course, we did this a much easier way, didn't we? Huh? You remember a couple of videos back? Because this is a lot of work. Going through this is a lot of math, a lot of place to make careless mistakes. You understand? Okay, so I don't really teach this point slope form very often, but other teachers do. Okay? There's just too many places to make mistakes for me. Let me show you how we did it before. You remember we had ax plus by is c. You remember the number in front of the x was the numerator? You remember that? The numerator is 1. It goes in front of the x. This sign was a negative, so that changed this to a plus. Okay. This sign here is the opposite of your slope. And then the 4 went in the bottom. We had this in a video a little while ago. Okay. All right. So this gives you 1x plus 4y. It's exactly what I had up here a minute ago. Okay, and then how do we find the 20? We fill in the 0 and the 5. You put your 0 here and your 5 here. This is 0. Remember, this was 20 equals 20. And for c, we write 20. So this is done a much easier way. Review a little bit. Put the 1 in front of the x, the 4 in front of the y. The sign between these two is the opposite of the slope. And then we found the 0 and the 5. Fill in the 0 and 5, we got to 20. Okay, so this is standard form done much easier than the point slope form.